It's time for the Dane by Local podcast, Let's Get Local. Each month, we'll feature DBL members and hear their stories. So let's jump into our next episode. Welcome back to another edition of Let's Get Local with Dane by Local. And I'm really glad, I'm Jason Haifman, your host, by the way. I'm really glad to be joined by Jerina Vincent of JNJ Craftworks. And Jerina, thanks so much for talking to us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
You
Thank
bet.
you.
I was really excited, and I meant to track you down a while ago, and I had this on my list, and I know I only called you 4 days ago. You just told me, thanks for not giving me too much notice, which I don't hear very often.
That's perfect, actually. Perfect timing for me.
But yeah, I'm glad we could meet up this morning and talk
Yes.
and discuss a little bit more about JNJ Craftworks
Yes.
and its connection to Dane by Local, and a very exciting recent development as well. Okay, so Jerina,
Yes.
please tell us a little bit about this beautiful, wonderful store you have right here in Verona.
This is my store. We have close to 80 local people in my store. So most of them are senior citizens who are retired and making their living out of it or spending their time. And it's been 3 years since I opened the store. And slowly we are seeing growth every day.
When you looked at opening a store, why a craft store?
Because that's what I'm good at it. I know what is crafts. I make a lot of things. So my husband told me, why don't you are always making something. So we open up a consignment store. So it's all consignment. So that's how we run. We don't own anything other than my own products. Otherwise, everything is artist owned. I quit my job as an IT recruiter because I have TMJ problem. If I talk too much, it'll get wide open, my mouth. So it's very painful. So I cannot, because as a recruiter, I have to keep on talking all the time. So I quit it. And then I was making this projects at home. And then I want to go back to work. And then my husband said, why don't you take a break? And then let's figure out something. So we went, I want to go out like in the weekend. So we were visiting all the craft shows. Can I go to the craft shows and sell my projects? No, I cannot, because I have to go alone, pick up everything most of the ladies are doing, but I cannot physically. So he said, we will open up a consignment store. We visited most shops in town around Wisconsin and Illinois. Then we got that idea, why not open up a consignment store so we don't have to put inventory, a lot of money into that. And then it's a place for you to sell. And I'm not an online person to put it online and sell and everything. I'm not. I can do that technically, but I don't like to buy online. So I thought maybe there is a demographic for people who doesn't like to shop online, who wants to see the product, who wants to feel it, and who likes to buy handmade. So I reached out to several artists. To be frank, 300 people I reached out because I met them. I went to all the craft shows. And the products has to fit together. Not everything. Everything is beautiful, but it cannot be grouped together. So I invited few, and then 60 people said yes to me. And then when I opened the store, we had 28 crafters with us. So we opened it, and then now we have close to 80 in-house now. So
Wow.
yes. So
That's amazing.
and we have products for everybody from baby till men, even for men we have something. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a great store, and you have such an array of things here, which is, when you walk in, I mean, it's just beautifully laid out. There's
Thank you.
variety. There's fun things over here. Everywhere you look, there's something stimulating, but also really unique and special.
Thank you.
And I think that's just an incredible story that, you had the idea, you went, you reached out to that many people. That's a lot of work to begin with before you
Yes.
even started. And then the fact that you've grown from that initial 28 to 80 it
Yes.
really says volumes about what you're doing here.
Yes. And I forgot to mention, I worked at the Verona Walgreens for 6 months to learn about retail and cashier experience, to know about the area too, right? If I'm going to open up, because I live in Verona. So then I figured out no gift shops around here, but people need gifts. So people need pretty things for their own. So yeah.
And very useful things too. So yeah, if you're
Yes.
looking for a gift, yeah, you can find
Yes.
it here, but also everyday things you want to, add some flair to your life or some decor. I mean, there's Badger stuff, there's Packer stuff, there's Wisconsin things.
Yeah.
If you're more on that side, and then there's this beautiful jewelry and all kinds of things in this lovely little store.
That's one thing which we discussed actually when we realized what kind of product should we bring. One which should be affordable to me. Like I'm a $20, $40 person. So I want products which is affordable to me. And I don't like to buy product to put it on my shelf, to sit and then view it because I want it to be used on every day. That's why we chose everyday products. So it's for you don't have anybody to give something, you can buy for yourself. That's the concept. Yes, yeah.
Right, exactly. You don't need to just have to
Yes.
be getting a gift to come to JNJ Craftworks.
Yes.
Yeah, you can come here for yourself too. That's okay,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't feel bad about it.
Yes.
Treat yourself just a little bit. Okay, so I love that story. And the other thing you and I were talking about a little bit before we even started this was just your adjustment to this country. So
Oh, yeah.
you've been here 13 years, you said, and talk a little bit about what that's been like.
13 years is too long, but still I'm learning. It's not, it's, I live in America. It's my country now, but I'm an Indian. So born and brought up in India. So everything is, I have to go with it, like it's good. I feel great because I'm blessed to live here actually because everything is upgraded than India. So yeah.
Well, one thing that I enjoyed, and just in our first interaction years ago, also my kids mentioned to me when I brought them to your store, was just they really have been exposed to a lot of different cultures, and they love that. It brings a little bit of a different flair to your retail experience or anything, your experience right here in South Central Wisconsin. So we're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
We're glad you came over 13 years ago and that you
Thank
now
you.
live here and that you brought some of your own style and your own background and your own culture to Verona.
Here,
That's
yes.
awesome.
Yes.
I love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're
Yeah.
just so sweet and
Oh,
you know,
thank
and your
you.
accent's lovely and I mean there's all these great things.
Thank you.
So
Oh, thank you. I always figure out, like, do I say it right? Like even like it's different because even Indian English is the same. English is English, but the way we speak is different. So when I talk to my customers, they know me now because that's how I talk. So even if I say, "Hey, thank you," and what do you do? Like something will. The way I talk may offend, so did I say it right? No, okay, fine. We are good. We are good. Yes, yeah.
we all have accents too.
Oh,
So
right.
we
Okay.
all have accents, all of us, everywhere. Okay, getting back to, but anyway, we're glad you're here in Verona. When you talk to different artists, I know you had a very specific thing you were trying to, you told me this before, that you were trying to say, we want to also give those senior citizens who maybe are really skilled and have great hobbies, but now are retired, a vehicle to get their work out there. And that was important to you too, right?
Very important. I maybe like it's personal too, actually, because my parents are in India. If I'm there, I'll be living with them because they can take care of them. That's one part which is hurting me. And then I had my grandma with Alzheimer's. She had a great life and she passed away when she was 98. But and for 10 years she had Alzheimer's, so she can't remember anything. So the reason for that is she didn't learn anything to make or keep herself busy because she's old. She won't cook now, and she doesn't watch TV. And so what she can do, she will be alone all the time at home, and when the kids go, so that's what I'm thinking. That's caused her Alzheimer's maybe. And then my dad maybe get because it's his mom, so I'm very scared and I don't want that to happen to anybody. And when you live alone, that's seriously worst. What, living alone and nobody there to talk, or that's very hard. Or so My mom makes some projects too. Actually, her jewelry are here, so I encourage that. So when people are making, and these elderly people, when they cannot go to the craft show, and they enjoy making, what can they do? Like, they cannot give every time to the grandson or granddaughter, right? So if they make little bit back, so they can put the supplies and buy more, so it keeps them busy. Oh, I'm making something, I'm useful, like, even though I'm retired, I'm useful now, I'm doing something. And no pressure to them, because if they can make only 3 products, we will carry only 3 here. We don't need a lot because my store is small. So I encourage them, and I give them tips too. Sometimes, like, if they, and most of them don't have any other stores or online or no craft shop, craft art and craft fair. So they don't go. So, which is nice. One day my mission is to open up a charity place, like where people can come and make, and we donate it and sell, like sell to make money, to make more, that kind of thing. One day it will happen. So yeah, just a place where we have a senior center, but uh, you cannot go there and make every time, I think. So I want something like that, or they can talk to others, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
At least in India.
It's
India, we don't have anything like that. So
no, it's amazing. It's an amazing idea, and your heart, your thought is all in the right place. And when you have, you're exactly right. In my work at Project Home, we see it all the time. We see people isolated in their homes and just kind of deteriorating. And you have to, and if there are things that aren't motivation for them to, like you said, feel like they're useful or doing something important or still contributing, then they can fall into that trap. It's very easy. It's a human nature thing.
That's the cause. I'm not a doctor, but as a human, I feel that's the cause for anxiety, depression, Alzheimer, all the disease in the world. If we make a human feel like they are important, they are useful, they are, until they die, they need to be. It's not just craft, like meeting people and taking care of kids. Yeah, that kind. Yeah.
Well, and a perfect example. You've taken a craft store, which on its face doesn't look like that's what you could do with it, and you've made that part of your mission and your operation and a craft store. So it's one vehicle for people that are in that age bracket to still be creative and still do something. There are other things out there, and other companies could do things similar, but maybe you're setting a good example for a lot of people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm learning more about you now, and I'm even more impressed. I liked you enough already.
Thank you.
I didn't think I could like you more, and I'm already starting to like you even more.
Thank you.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, the store, we've got that covered, I think. I mean, you have to come here, okay? If you haven't been to JNJ Craftworks, you really should come here. I'm going to get a little salesy for a second, but that's because our members, at Dane by Local, if you've been watching this podcast, if you've been involved in Dane by Local, you understand the community that it is, but also that it's just really a lot of good people that are invested in their communities. And they do things like Jerina just talked about. Not all businesses think like that. Not all businesses do that. But a lot of our members do, and it's really, really important to them. And that's why it's important for you to support them and check them out, okay? So I encourage you all to do that. Now, Jerina, one other thing you started was you started doing some things with video a little bit on your own. Okay, you started a YouTube channel. I've been encouraging members to do that, and we're thinking about hopefully getting more information out to members in the future. What got you started on that? Because I know you're not necessarily a very outgoing person in the way of, hey, I really want to be in front of the camera all the time. That's not you. So what was that like for you to get that started?
If you see my YouTube channel, my store YouTube channel, the main reason I want to do is Google will recognize if you have a YouTube channel, it will rank up more. So I am not a camera person. Sitting here makes me so nervous, you won't believe. So I thought, like, it's just once in a month or twice a month, I'll take a video of my store and show new products and post it on YouTube. And then put some keywords there. So that will rank up high. So that's why I did that. So I won't be there on the camera. So that's why I hate Facebook Live. I cannot be on the camera. Yeah, but YouTube, I can do this. So yeah.
It's a great way. It's a great vehicle to get more information out and show some of the visuals, show the products you have,
Yeah.
show the things you have to offer.
Yes.
When you talked about this store and starting it, and you talked about your husband being encouraging, and you have a family. So what kind of commitment was that for you as a wife, as a mother, to be also turning yourself into a business owner? I mean, how did that, when you thought about all of that, that you also were going to take this on? Because I know family is very important to you.
Very, very important.
So how did you find that balance? Because I think a lot of people struggle with that.
So my daughter is, I'm telling all the blessings. That's the biggest blessing I have, my daughter, and she's very adjustable. She won't ask me anything. For the past 3 years, she comes to the store with me all the time. When she comes from school, she comes here. And she won't ask me, can I play out? No, she knows that she cannot because mom can't watch her. So she'll be staying inside. She reads some books, do her homework. She's helped me with the store, and she does all the cleaning actually now. And so that way I'm not ready to leave her alone at home. So she comes here. She's 11 now. And my husband will come around 6:37, and then he takes care of Nia if I'm still at the store. Otherwise, I'll take care of her. If she needed me more, that's one thing which I'm discussing with my husband. If I can hire a high school student, a part-timer who can help me with a couple hours in the evening when she's around. Because before store, my daughter comes and her education and everything. So, yeah. And so my husband cooks, so I don't have to do that. So, I mean, we alternate. It's not that you have to cook today, that kind of. There is no food, he comes and cook. If there is no food, I go and cook. So it's all working out good.
Yeah, the partnership.
Yeah.
I'll profess that was a few years ago, and I was looking at a number of things and certain stresses in my life, and I looked, and my kids too are getting to those ages. I just thought, I had this vision. I was like, man, wouldn't it be great to have? And I was looking at a coffee shop idea. But how great would that be to have my own place that after school the kids could come and do that same sort of thing where they can be a part of it, but then they can sit and hang out, do their homework, get that stuff done, but also learn a little bit about what it's like to have a business. And then, hey, if we're still around, that could be their first job, right? And learn those things. I mean, those are all really, really wonderful things about owning your own business. And I applaud you for making all that work with your family too.
I have to tell you, but the one thing which I'm so proud of, Nia made this slime thing, and it's her business actually.
Really?
And she made lip gloss and those products slowly, one product, 1 year. She designed it. She started from the scratch. She comes up with her own recipe, and she prints out label, and she puts in a package, and then bring it to the store. So, which she learned how to do it from the store. So, which I'm proud of. Yeah. Even if I close, she has a business of her own. Yeah. That's yeah.
That's fantastic. All right, one other thing I wanted to get to here, because we talked about Dame by Local a little bit, but why, when you were starting the store and you looked at Dame by Local, you look at all the organizations, because there's so many different things you can get involved with and as a business owner. Why was Dame by Local important for you?
Oh, it's first of all, it's a great community. The way they treat the people, like you can call and ask any kind of help with them. They will try to figure it out and help the business. I have called Colin so many times for asking for help, and he will guide me in the right way. Like you can ask her, you can ask him. There is no competition. I feel there is no competition in that organization. There are many store owners. They all work together. That's the best part of Dane by Local. And second is the fees is very reasonable, like for a 1 year. Oh my God, it's very reasonable the way they do, and monthly meeting and networking and everything. So I like Dane by Local.
Yeah, it's a very supportive
group. 3 years I'm with them. Yeah,
very supportive group. Now you also recently celebrated 3 years in business, right?
Yes, yeah.
So that was pretty exciting. What special things did you do for that?
Oh, we did some sale, and then cookies and cupcakes, and
I found out too late. When I heard cookies and cupcakes,
You had me, but I actually found out a day too late.
Oh, no.
I know.
We'll have it again. Don't worry.
Well,
Small
congratulations.
Business Saturday is coming.
There you
We'll do
go.
that. Cookies. Yeah.
There you go. Congratulations on 3 years in business.
Thank you. Thank you.
And another congratulations is something that happened recently. You received at the Dane by Local Biz Awards
Yes.
this
Yes.
right here.
Yes.
So tell me about what that recognition for you, just being in business 3 years, because there are tons of great people in that category, businesses in that category, and for you to receive this award, what did that mean to you?
It's
It's your award. I'm going to hand it to you.
Thank you.
I wasn't confiscating it. I just wanted to pull that out as part of the podcast.
I don't know whether I'm qualified for this, but I will take it. The reason is it's difficult to run a store, like as a business. That period of time, I was so not motivated. Like I was not going. I was talking to my husband, what's happening? Why it's happening like this? So, and I got an email that I've been nominated. What? I'm nominated? It's a big thing to be getting nominated. And then I won. So it told me, like, people are telling me, go, you can do it. You can keep on going. So it is a great motivation for me. And even there are some people who are realizing that we are doing good job. So that makes us so happy. Thank you.
Well,
Yes.
and a big part of that, is there are tons of great stores, but a big part of what lets people stand out and the winners stand out is what they're doing in addition to what they do as a business. So what they do in connection with Dane by Local, but also what they're doing in the community. And I think what we talked about before, with your mindset about giving seniors an opportunity to be involved in the store, sell their products, produce things, encouraging that community involvement, that's all part of it. That's
Thank
all
you.
part of that award.
Thank you.
And you earned it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
I'll keep it.
the other amazing part about that whole thing was just, and the awards themselves, was you could see how much people cared because of the response and because of how emotional so many people got in the receiving those awards. It was amazing.
Yes, it is a big thing, like, oh my God, it's very big. Yeah, I'll preserve this. Oh my God.
And
yes.
because your business, you put so much into it, right? Whenever you
Yes.
put that much into something, you know how much it matters.
Yeah.
And we got to see all of that from all the winners, including you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. We have to get to this now. Are you ready?
Sure.
I warned you a little bit. That's where it's early in the morning too, but we're going to do a quick brain activity here. Okay, Jerina. So this is our section of the podcast where we just want your quick reactions about places you like and think of in these different categories that are local businesses. So we're thinking local businesses only here.
Okay.
All right. So it can be your favorite. We're not necessarily playing favorites, but something you really like. Mm-hmm. How about a local restaurant?
Draft House.
And a street name.
North Edge Trail.
Okay. What about a view in this area that you really
Epic.
enjoy? Epic. All right. Well, that's an exciting view for sure. There's always something happening there.
Yeah.
Do you like coffee?
Oh, I love coffee.
Okay. I'm going to ask for your favorite. What's your favorite coffee place to go to?
Toulouse.
And how about your favorite nonprofit in the area?
Dane by Local.
It's a good answer for this podcast for sure. And then what about a store? Can be retail, can be craft, whatever. But what's a store locally that you really enjoy the environment?
Saucier. That's
Nice.
a good store. Yeah.
Perfect. And I was asking people, and I'm going to ask you because of your background. What's your favorite? This isn't necessarily local. What's your favorite eating utensil?
And
Your hand. Perfect. Because you eat with your hands a lot in
Yes.
India, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. We have not had that answer yet. That's awesome.
hand, yes.
I love it. All right, Jerina, you're such a wonderful person to talk to.
you.
I wish you the best of luck, continued success with this store and
Thank you.
everything in life. And
Thank
thanks so
you.
much for taking time to talk to us
Oh,
today.
thank you, Jason, for having me. It means a lot. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching the whole video. Thank you.
JNJ Craftworks here in
Yes.
Verona.
Christmas is coming.
We'll catch you next time on Let's Get Local.
Thank you for checking out Dane by Local's new podcast, Let's Get Local, available on YouTube, Facebook, and DBL's website. Join us next month for more local talk.